This is Lily Mitchell, and my project is called The Pursuit of Happiness, Which Chemicals Impact Our Happiness. So I have a purpose, which is throughout life, everybody strives for happiness, so I will discover the chemicals behind happiness. There are 4 basic chemicals in the brain that make up happiness, and those are oxytocin, dopamine, serotonin, and endorphins. In the body, happiness is felt all over. Here's a diagram showing that it's mostly felt in the head and the chest, but love and happiness are the most widely felt chemicals, or intensely felt. And this was proved by a study by Aalto University in Finland. And this is due to the strength and distribution of the nerves that carry the chemical signals of happiness, and it is also a survival mechanism the body created to feel the best emotions the strongest. The production of happiness. So an event occurs, this case is a good event, and we recognize the event and what it means. And then those messages are received in the brain, and the corresponding chemicals are released, and the happiness chemicals are produced in the pituitary gland of the brain. Then the nervous system transmits a chemical signal around the body, and the signal is received and the emotion is felt. I then added a section on global happiness, and it compares happiness levels in different countries, which were rated on a 10-point scale. And happiness doesn't solely depend on where you live, but looking at happiness in different countries can show trends that cause happiness chemicals to release. And higher happiness levels were found in countries that have quality healthcare or high literacy rates, and lower happiness chemicals were found in countries with high birth rates and high population density. And these show trends that have things to do with the chemicals of happiness. Okay. So now to the chemicals of happiness, and first is dopamine. Activities that release dopamine are celebrating little achievements and brain activity, and this is due because dopamine affects happiness through feelings of pleasure and reward. So every type of reward-seeking behavior that has been studied increases the level of dopamine, and so the activities that release dopamine have things to do with reward-seeking behavior. And dopamine releases in anticipation and excitement for happiness to be found in the future. Oxytocin. Oxytocin is released when there is closeness with another person, so the activities that release oxytocin have to do with social bonding, such as eye contact or massages. And oxytocin is a survival mechanism, and it causes happiness through motivating social bonding, which is an essential part of good health. Endorphins. The production of endorphins can give rise to the feeling of pleasure and well-being, and their main goal is to reduce the perception of pain. So the activities that release endorphins have to do with pain. The body, for some reason, thinks we're in pain when we, for example, eat spicy foods or run, so they release endorphins to cover up that pain, and we get a feeling of pleasure due to that. Serotonin. Serotonin is the chemical that mainly affects a person's mood balance, and activities increase serotonin when they reinforce a sense of purpose, and serotonin affects happiness by bolstering self-esteem. So activities that release serotonin are like helping others or reducing stress because they reinforce a sense of purpose. In conclusion, there are many chemicals that play a large part in the production of happiness, but the 4 discussed are the most influential. Emotions are really important to people, and it is due to the extremely complicated chemicals in the brain that all of these feelings that make up life are possible.